Hi. So I thought it might be useful to show you some tips and tricks in Logic. I know there are door wars out there, and obviously this won't apply to everybody, but those of you who are using Logic, it seems sensible to share some of the things that I've picked up over the many years of using it, um, just in case you didn't know about them and perhaps you are missing out on something. The one I want to look at today is using templates. I never open a project or start a project by going to the file and new. I always go new from template. Even if that is a blank one instead of a full orchestral one, if I'm just using what I call a blank template, this still has certain settings and it's ready for me to just start composing right away. I don't have to set anything up. Just to give you an idea, for example, I've set up a piano to be loaded in automatically. The stereo output already has a MIDI section ready for me to do a fade out at the end. They're all things that I would have to do if I was starting from a blank canvas anyway. So what I was interested to do is just see how long it would take me to get to this if, let's just close this, if I didn't have anything set up. So if I went file new, okay, got 03 on the clock. So what I will do is time it. He said, trying to find his clock. Stopwatch, let's go. Okay. Stopwatch is going. Let's try and do this as quickly as possible, but these are the things I would do if I was trying to get back to that default template. So you saw that I already had a piano loaded in, so let's do that. It was the Grandeur. Okay, that's ready to go. 30 seconds. Put that on. Change it to my favourite piano colour. The stereo output track I would need to show. At some point I will have a MIDI region that I will need. The cycle range, I always start at bar 2 because if you need to send any MIDI CC data, that needs to come there. I also like having scroll in play turned on, and I also put the secondary ruler on. Also in MIDI editor I would put scroll in play on as well. And then one of the bigger reasons for using the template is if you go to Logic Pro settings, these are global settings. But if you do any of these project settings, they are not saved globally. And one thing that I do like is having chase turned on, so it will chase the notes. So if you've got a pad and it goes over 8 bars, you can still start at bar 5 and it will still sound, even though there's technically not the beginning of a note for it. I'll show you that in a sec actually, that's really handy. What you might want to do also is if you're used to or want to get used to SMPTE encoding, you can actually move these times that are now showing in the secondary ruler. I can actually move that to bar 2, so it lines up with the start of my cycle region, so that time starts where that is in bar 2. If you don't like the SMPTE idea of having a whole hour, you can enable display it from 0, and then you'll get sort of like smaller units. There you go, that was about 3 minutes. Okay, but that would be 3 minutes that I have sat down at my computer. I want to compose something and I've got to go through and set these things up. Okay, I could do that a lot quicker. Let's just show you that chase that we've turned on now. I get some sort of synthy thing to sound. Doesn't matter what it is. That'll do. Let's record that in. Okay, so if I start here at bar 4, and that is because chase notes is on. Okay, this is the middle of a set of notes, but it is still sounding them. If I turn chase off, and start here, you get nothing until a note is triggered, and notice it didn't even add the bass note. So that is a really good and handy project setting. So it's under project settings, MIDI, chase, notes. No transpose instruments, things like drums and stuff where you wouldn't want to move them, but then you'd have to be using the actual transpose lane. Completely different subject. I hope you found that useful. That's how I would go about setting up a blank template. There's loads more we can go into in terms of channel settings and routing, but we'll leave that for another day. Like and subscribe, always appreciated, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.